Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of August 24th. August 23rd, we saw that Virgo new moon. This new moon begins a lunar cycle, and the start of this lunar cycle is the start of eclipse season. Later on in September, on the 7th, we have the Pisces blood moon eclipse. So we are definitely in that chrysalis. This new moon is very much fell at the 0 degree point of Virgo. So it very much feels like we are in the dark, in the void, in the space of nothing yet created. It's sort of like that moment in the cocoon where we're no longer a caterpillar, but not yet a butterfly. It's that void, that 0 point, that midpoint of kind of nothingness. So that can evoke feelings of being uncertain, feeling like you're in the dark, feeling a sense that there is some sort of transformation coming, wanting transformation or change to come, but that you don't have enough information. You don't have enough um, input to process what that is going to be. So it can feel a little bit unstable. It can feel a little uncertain. We at this time in our year, we may feel like old habits, structures, relationships, people, things in our lives are starting to weaken, starting to fall away. We're starting to realize things that are no longer sustainable or things that perhaps were not what we thought they were. All of that can come up for us when we're kind of in this void-like space. And that's what this new moon really opened the gateway to. It promises new beginnings, but the new beginnings are just not here yet. So we are in this process. By the time we get to the end of September and even into the next new moon of September, we'll be feeling a little bit more clarity, a little bit more guidance on what's to come. However, we do have to keep in mind that eclipses usually have a 6-month time frame. So we are on a 6-month journey, really, if we look at the bigger picture. But by the end of September, we should have a little more clarity. So this week, it's kind of very similar to last week, just moving through this energy. And of course, as we are in Virgo season, we can turn to the Virgin Goddess to be sort of our spirit guide as we move through this chapter. So what does that mean? That's about grounding, coming into our power, treating our body as a temple, focusing on well-being, thinking about how we can enrich ourselves through our inner wisdom, creating a schedule, getting organized, feeling like we have some structure around our day. All of that are things that can help as we're moving through these energies. This is a very potent time. It's our last eclipse season of the year. We had eclipses earlier in the year too, and this is now the last for 2025. So we're really at the peak point of all the transformations that need to happen this year, all the things that need to be cut away, all the things that need to be brought in. This is at that peak point now. So big energies, you might be feeling it. Come back to grounding, come back to focusing on your well-being, get organized. Virgo is also the sign of nourishing through our digestive system. So thinking about, a healthy diet, clean food, foods that are really going to nourish you, fill you up, and make you feel empowered. And then coming back to that inner wisdom, knowing that you have the answers within, trusting your intuition, trusting in the divine rather than outside of yourself. So that is the energy for the week ahead. Deep, personal, and I think just ultimately fulfilling, but we're in that stage now where things just maybe feel a little bit all over the place. Okay, I'm going to pull a card. This card is just going to be our guide for the week ahead, just a little extra support. I'm pulling from my deck, the Cosmic Astrology Oracle, and the cards didn't waste any time this week. This one kind of jumped out when I just started shuffling Chiron. The card is Chiron, the Wounded Healer. If you have this deck at home, it's card number 38 if you want to pull it out and put it on your altar so you can see it all week long. Okay, so Chiron, let's take a look. So as I read the message from the book, hopefully it's not too boring as I read it. Maybe close your eyes, maybe really feel into some of the messages and let's see. The asteroid Chiron is a centaur, a mythical creature that is half man, half horse. Chiron was an unwanted child, abandoned at birth. He was left to fend for himself. His wounds of abandonment and lack of love were the fuel that saw him rise into a wise healer, teacher, and psychic. Chiron represents the deep wounds we come into this life with and inherit along the way. These are the forever wounds that seem to etch themselves into the fabric of our being. So Chiron really taps into these wounds that shape us, never leave us, they become part of us. Just like Chiron, we have the power to use our wounds as portals of healing, compassion, and wisdom. Chiron teaches us how to live with our wounds and channel them into gifts of healing, teaching, and intuition. So, the story of Chiron is he's abandoned at birth, he moves through his life unloved, unwanted, but as he grows and he matures and he goes on his, I guess, spiritual journey, he discovers that he's a powerful healer, psychic, and teacher for others. Therefore, he is called or nicknamed the Wounded Healer. This card indicates it's time for you to take this journey. Some wounds cut too deep to ever leave us, but their marks can lead us to step into a new purpose. This card calls for you to recognize your wounds as a stepping stone to a higher chapter of your life. This card also inspires you to teach others, listen to your intuition, share your story, and recognize your own healing gifts. Generally, people who have Chiron strong in their astrology chart end up being healers in some way. So I think this card is our reminder that whatever difficulties we're moving through, whatever is coming up for us right now, that we can take it and use it to shape us. We can take it and use and not feel run down by it, but perhaps empowered by it. And maybe we're not there just yet. Maybe we're not at the point where we can say, I can use my wounds as powerful portals of healing and teaching and wisdom for others and myself and the world. Maybe we're not there yet, but maybe this is what we're holding. This is what we're remembering, that through our wounds we grow, through our challenges we are shaped to fulfill our destiny. So that is kind of the energy of Chiron. You'll see in the card there the rainbow. Chiron is also nicknamed not just the wounded healer, but the rainbow bridge. It links one state of consciousness to the next, that wounded, abandoned inner child linked to that strong, empowered healer. It represents that jump as well. And when we're moving through eclipses, time is sped up and we also make a quantum leap or a quantum jump into a new state of consciousness. Eclipses rattle us, but they essentially accelerate our timeline, accelerate our soul journey, move us to that next step that we couldn't get there before. That we couldn't get to before. So I think that's also part of why this card has come up for this week. We are being accelerated. We are walking the rainbow bridge from one state of consciousness into the next. As we walk the bridge, we don't know what's going to be on the other side, but we're walking it anyway, and we're trusting that we're moving to a higher state of consciousness, that we're moving to a higher destiny for our soul. Okay, it's a big week. I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com. Don't forget, you can get that Virgo new moon ritual. There's still plenty of time to do that. Head over to foreverconscious.com to find that and more. I'll see you next week.